be a legend. I hope they remember me. Juice WRLD wrote those words. He sang them. He meant them. And 6 days after his 21st birthday, he was gone. December 8th, 2019, Chicago Midway Airport. A private jet lands. Federal agents are waiting on the tarmac. Inside Juice WRLD, one of the fastest rising artists in the world, suffers a seizure. He is rushed to the hospital. He never comes back. 21 years old. 4 years in the industry, over 5 billion streams in a single year. A voice that an entire generation of broken teenagers heard and thought, finally, someone who understands me.
Rapper Juice WRLD. His real name is Jarad Higgins. He was just 21 years old. Police say he suffered some sort of medical emergency this morning at Chicago's Midway Airport. They haven't said yet exactly what caused his death. Higgins was named the top new artist at the 2019 Billboard Music Awards back in May.
And the most chilling part of this whole story? He told us it was coming. Over and over again. Jarad Anthony Higgins, born December 2nd, 1998, Chicago, Illinois. His parents split when he was 3 years old. He grew up with his mother, a deeply religious, conservative woman who didn't allow hip-hop in the house, so Jarad listened to rock. Blink-182, Black Sabbath, Fall Out Boy, Panic at the Disco, not through the radio, through video games. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, Guitar Hero. That's how he found music. He learned piano at 4 years old, then guitar, then drums. The kid was absorbing everything, but underneath all of that, something darker was already taking root. He drank lean for the first time in 6th grade. 6th grade. He started using Percocet and Xanax by 2013 when he was just 14 years old. Not because he wanted to get high, because he was in pain, anxiety, depression, a broken home, a world that felt too heavy for a kid who felt everything too deeply. And when the pills didn't work, music did. In his sophomore year of high school, he started posting songs to SoundCloud, recorded on his smartphone, raw, unfiltered, emotional, songs about heartbreak and hurt and the kind of feelings most people are too afraid to say out loud. He called himself Juice the Kid, and then Juice WRLD because he wanted to take over the world. Nobody knew yet that the world was already taking him apart. Juice WRLD is working in a factory uploading music to SoundCloud in his spare time. He gets fired from the factory within 2 weeks. Then Lucid Dreams happens. A melodic, aching song about heartbreak built on an interpolation of a Sting track freestyled almost entirely on the spot. It breaks out, goes viral. Interscope Records signs him for $3 million. He is 19 years old. Goodbye and Good Riddance drops in 2018. Lucid Dreams peaks at number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100. The album goes triple platinum. He is everywhere. Magazine covers, late night television, collaborations with Future, Travis Scott, Nicki Minaj. Death Race for Love in 2019 debuts at number 1 on the Billboard 200. His first number 1 album. In 2020, the year after his death, he becomes the 4th most streamed artist on Spotify in the entire world. 5.9 billion streams in a single year. The kid from Chicago with a phone and a SoundCloud account had built something. Almost nobody builds that fast. But here is what nobody was talking about while all of this was happening. He was telling everyone exactly what was wrong. This is the part of Juice WRLD's story that is almost impossible to sit with once you understand it. His music was not just about heartbreak. It was about dying, about running out of time, about knowing the pain was too big to carry forever. Legends released in 2018 as a tribute to Lil Peep and XXXTentacion. 2 artists who had already died young contains the line, "I'll be a legend. I hope they remember me." He wrote that about his dead friends. And then it became about him. Robbery, Wishing Well, Armed and Dangerous. Song after song after song. soaked in the kind of sadness that doesn't come from imagination. It comes from somewhere real. He spoke openly in interviews about his drug use, about the anxiety and depression, about using pills to get through the day. He wasn't hiding it, he was screaming it. His mother said he had agreed to go to rehab in the weeks before his death, and he knew he needed help. The people around him knew he needed help. He was 21 years old, the most streamed artist of his generation, surrounded by a team, a label, a management company, and somehow nobody got him to that rehab center in time. That is the part of this story that doesn't sit right. Not the drugs, not the fame. The fact that a kid was begging for help through his music for years and the machine around him kept moving because the music kept selling. December 8th, 2019. Juice WRLD is on a private jet flying from Los Angeles to Chicago. Federal agents have been tipped off. They are waiting at Midway Airport, suspecting guns and drugs on the plane. 70 pounds of marijuana are found on the aircraft. Members of his team tell law enforcement that Juice WRLD swallowed multiple Percocet pills while police were searching the luggage. Whether he did it to hide evidence or because the addiction had taken over that completely, nobody knows for certain. He suffers a seizure on the tarmac. 2 doses of Narcan are administered. He is rushed to Advocate Christ Medical Center in Oak Lawn. At 9:59 in the morning, Jarad Anthony Higgins is pronounced dead. He was 21 years old. He had turned 21 6 days earlier. The cause of death, acute oxycodone and codeine intoxication. The same substances he had been rapping about, the same pain he had been singing about, the same demons he had been fighting since he was 14 years old. Since his death, 3 full posthumous albums have been released. Legends Never Die debuted at number 1. 5 of its songs hit the top 10 of the Hot 100 in the same week, a feat only the Beatles and Drake had ever achieved. His mother established the Live Free 999 Fund, named after his original artist name, to support young people battling addiction, anxiety, and depression. She said she hopes his legacy helps others fight the battle he couldn't win. The Kid Laroi, an artist Juice WRLD personally mentored, has gone on to become one of the biggest names in music. Juice WRLD's fingerprints are all over a generation of artists who grew up listening to him feel things out loud. In 2024, his likeness performed a virtual concert inside the video game Fortnite. Millions of young people who never got to see him live watched him perform. And still, the music keeps coming because he left so much behind. Over 1,000 unreleased songs reportedly sit in the vault. A kid who recorded constantly, freestyled everything, never stopped creating, even when everything else was falling apart. He predicted his own death, he sang about it, rapped about it, built his whole art around the feeling that time was short and the pain was heavy. The tragedy isn't just that he was right. The tragedy is that nobody around him, nobody with the power to do something, took the warning seriously enough. Juice WRLD was 21 years old, and he had already said everything he needed to say. The question is whether any of us were really listening.